Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. In this one we are heading off to the Perfect Draft Pro and we are going to take a look at a keg that was only released last Thursday. It's Tuesday today. Released last Thursday, turned up yesterday, and I was going to review it yesterday but I couldn't be asked, to be honest. And to be honest, the temperature wasn't down to what I wanted. And I bought it as part of a bundle. So what we are going to be looking at is the alcohol-free version of Corona. Corona Cero or Cero, I don't know, however you want to say it, but it's zero. It's a 0% beer, 0% Corona. 6 litre keg. Like I say, I bought it as part of a bundle where you got Stella, this, and 2 free glasses for £56.50. So the Stella's normally £34.50. The glasses were free. This comes in at 22 quid I think that works out as. So not too bad. By the time you get your keg return back, that's another £5 off, so it's coming in 17 quid. Certainly a lot better than what it is if you buy it on its own. I think on its own it's £27.90. Again, you'll get the £5 off that, or you can buy it with 2 glasses for £31.90. But like I said, I opted for the pack because it works out cheaper. So, and I know I'll get the Stella drunk. My missus likes a bit of Stella as well, so it will get drunk. So what we are going to do is stop waffling for a start, get over to that machine, do a video of the pour, come back and we'll get cracking. So let's go. So here we are, excuse the wobble, we're at the machine. Machine set at 3 degrees. Like I said, was going to review it last night. It was 5 degrees last night. So yeah, glass at the ready, let's give it a go. Like I say, it did have a taster, so hopefully we're not going to get a massive head off it. Still wouldn't mind a head on the beer, of course, because there's nothing wrong with a bit of head on your beer. Just about get one at the end there. So there we go. So we are back. Beer in a glass. I'll give that a tap. Clearly the glass cleaners need sacking. Beer in a glass. It's looking just like a standard Corona, to be honest, from what I remember. I'm not a massive drinker of Corona, to be honest. I'm not really a massive fan of it, but you know, it will go down on a warm day. But it's kind of golden amber in colour, almost amber looking, but dark sort of gold, shall we say. A few bubbles going up the middle of the glass. About a finger of head left. It was a good finger and a half, 2 finger head, sort of mix and match bubbles. White head. Looks like the standard Corona, like I said. Now it does say serve with a wedge of lime. That I haven't got, so it'll have to go without. So let's dive in on the nose and see what we get. Yeah, it smells like Corona. Malty, a little bit sweet, maybe a little bit of a sticky kind of feel to it on the nose. Definitely get that lemon lime citrus thing going on in there. Malty. Would even push the boat out to say sort of brown bread sort of maltiness. But yeah, it smells similar. It looks similar, smells similar. So let's see if they pulled it off and it tastes anything like it. Cheers. Yeah, to be fair, yeah, first impressions, it reminds you of a Corona. Obviously, these 0% beers, they're always going to be lighter. You know, you can't expect them to have the body of a full fat beer, really. This is no different to a lot of them. It does hide that wateriness quite well, because I think a lot of these sort of alcohol-free beers, the wateriness sort of comes along a little bit later. This does hide it quite well. I'm going to guess that once I get down it, it's going to be a little bit more noticeable, shall we say. Quite well carbonated. We'd probably say it's a little bit more gassy than the original from what I remember. Mouthfeel smooth, soft. I don't know. With it being light and quite busy in the mouth, you don't really get that. You don't really get that nice mouthfeel. But again, you know, you're not really going to get that all the time, are you? Taste wise, yeah, malty, a little bit sort of sweet and sticky to start off with. For me, you get a little bit of a brown bread feel coming after that, and then behind that, I think you get the citrus sort of early on, but I think more behind that sort of maltiness and the brown bread sort of thing. I think the citrus notes come in a little bit more. It does remind you of a Corona, it's got to be said. I think you could quite easily sort of drink this along with a full fat one, and certainly sort of think, well, hang on, you know, I think we're drinking the same kind of sort of drink here. Which may be a little tangy bitterness as well on the back end. Obviously, you're not feeling the power of that big old 0%, so you'll be able to drink lots of it without having a hangover. Yeah, it's. I probably think about as much of this as I do the standard Corona, if I'm totally honest. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, "Oh, 0% beers, what a bloody waste of time." I'm not going to say they're a waste of time totally, but I agree. You know, I'm more of someone that wants to drink beer with the alcohol in, just mostly more for sort of flavour and enjoyment really, but there is a market for it, and to be fair, I don't think this one is doing that bad a job at representing its bigger brother, if you like. So yeah, I don't think that's too bad. You're going to drink it as well, easy in the summer. Get a wedge of lime in there, it may well change again. Like I said, I ain't got any lime, so I can't do that. So typical amateur sort of beer reviewer there. So yeah, what do I think of it? I think it does a pretty decent job of doing what it's trying to do. It's not particularly nasty. Yeah, it tastes a bit more like its bigger brother, and even though I'm not a massive fan of that sort of beer, it's doing what it needs to do. So Corona Zero, or Cero, or however you want to say it, the 0% Corona on Perfect Draft. I think if you're into your alcohol-free beers or want to try alcohol-free beers, I reckon it's worth a go. Again, yeah, it's maybe not the cheapest one, but you know, it is what it is. You're not exactly blessed with a selection of 0% beers on these systems, so I think you might just have to bite the bullet if you do want to try it. So that's it for this beer review. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon on another one. And before I go quickly, I may well do a little bit of a comparison up against the old Heineken 0%. So we'll have Blade versus PD, Corona versus Heineken. That's it. See you all soon.